All right, guys, joining me at this time is one of my favorite guests that we've had on the show multiple times already. First time of the year in 2021, Miss 187 herself, Gillian Robertson. How you doing today, Gillian?
I'm super excited. A little tired, long week this week, and just getting into fight camp.
Yeah, crazy week, man. They announced a Miranda Maverick matchup. You and her are going to go at it. How excited are you to be finally getting this first matchup in 2021?
I'm super hyped that they got me in this soon. After my last loss, when I lost to Macy Barber, I didn't get another fight for probably about 8 months after that, and I was just sitting there like begging for an opponent, begging for a name, trying to get it out there. So now that coming off to the Toledo fight, that was definitely a worry for me. I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to stay active. So to have a name and be able to get back in that win column means the world to me.
Were you guys in their ear right away? Because I know you were in the gym right away. I believe you maybe took 2 or 3 days off and you were right back in it.
Yeah, I'm always like after every single fight, I'm in their ear right away. Ideally, I'd want to fight 4 or 5 times a year. I'm like you said, I flew home on Sunday and I was in the gym on Monday hitting pads with 9 stitches in my nose. So I'm staying active. I'm always busy year round, so I'm just always waiting for the call.
The Toledo loss. What did you learn from that?
Uh, I guess honestly, I haven't even watched the fight yet. I try to move forward first, and I'll go back and I'll look at it. But right now, I'm just trying to focus on improving myself in general as a fighter. My coach has obviously watched it and studied it and broken down what I need to work on. But yeah, I just need to go back and rewatch that and see my mistakes. So.
One of the best in the business, like Dean Thomas, there to just to be able to pick his mind and brain and see what he sees. It's got to be really great.
Oh yeah, it makes all the difference going into my fights too, because he breaks down all the fighters for me. So going into the fight, he's looking at Miranda Mavericks, like anything that she does a lot, things that we can counteract easy, or things that we can drill these next couple weeks to really focus on for weak points. And his mind's able to break things down the way that nobody else can.
Miranda Maverick, without going too crazy into what you and Dean have already got into, what have you guys kind of seen from her?
We know that she's generally my kind of game plan. She's a top heavy grappler, likes to do a lot of damage on top, and we're both kind of not the best strikers. I feel like we're very similar in a lot of the things we do, but I think I'm just a few years ahead of her, a little bit more experienced, and just that much better.
You're still super young in the sport yourself. How do you feel like you're going to get this path to victory here against Miranda?
I think everybody knows me. Everybody knows that I'm trying to sit on top, do some damage, get some ground and pounding, and then hunt for the throat. I'm trying to finish the fight and get in and out as quick as possible. So that's the set game plan for everything.
Listen, you don't get paid by the round, all right? You get paid by the fight.
Exactly. I'm going to get in and out of there first round, and that's it. That's all we need. We're getting the same paycheck probably even a better paycheck if I do it faster, because then we're getting that $50K on top.
That bonus on top of it. Now, have they talked about where they're going to have this fight at? Is it going to be on Fight Island? Is it going to be at the Apex?
It will be back at the Apex.
And is that destination that you prefer more? I know you fought both on Fight Island and at the Apex Center, but back-to-back fights at the Apex, do you feel more comfortable being in the United States?
It's definitely nice not to have to travel.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm down for a fight. So if they gave me a Fight Island fight, I would sign that contract instantly. But I would prefer to just stay at Vegas right now and not have to go all the way over there. It was a dope experience to go over there the first time, but it's like I lived over there I went out early last camp, so I was there for like 20 days, I think, and I'm like, that's enough of Fight Island for me.
Yeah, we don't need it anymore. But right now they have fans back in it. Like tonight was the very first time we've had fans at live UFC events in a very long time. That was exciting, though. It was kind of weird at first to hear them, but then once the Max Holloway fight kind of came about, it was kind of business as usual.
Yeah, it's a different, a little bit of a change of pace in there now that having the fans back. I haven't been gone for so long, but I don't know which I enjoy more now. I love hearing being able to hear everything watching the fights, being able to hear all the talk and hear all the sometimes those body kicks land and you don't realize how loud they are until
100%.
They got rid of the fans.
I believe it was Rafael Fiziev was throwing leg kicks, and it was just like a baseball bat hitting his opponent. I was cringing for the other guy. I was like, man, fuck that.
it just makes it that much more devastating watching it.
Yeah, and then were you able to hear DC and the rest of the guys?
I obviously a lot of fighters they've had that they've been able to hear them, but I've never heard any of the commentators during my fights. But obviously I've heard my corners and my opponent's corners, and they've been extremely clear at that point. Like there's no you got to whisper if you want to hide something. It's just so
Yeah,
fun.
for sure. Yeah, have you and Dean worked on anything and kind of like just throw off the other people? Because obviously they can hear the whole conversation you're having. Have you guys thought about throwing some secret stuff in there?
I think Mark Henry does a lot of stuff like that where
Yeah,
he's like
100%.
But honestly, Dean doesn't really like even when the fans were there. Dean's never really talked a lot to me in the cage. He kind of trusts me as a fighter, so a lot of times he'll he trusts me to make my own decisions. So he just kind of lets me go out there, and then if he sees something dire that I need to change, he'll say something. But other than that, he trusts me to be my own fighter.
And that's got to be so great. Obviously, you got the Young Gun shirt on. You've been with him forever, man. Having him there, he kind of just knows that you're able to handle yourself in any kind of situation.
Oh yeah, and like you said, it's just the confidence we've built over the years. So now he knows that like when we're in the gym, a lot of times you hear somebody's coach like literally treating them like like a video game, you know, like left, right, left, 1, 2, 3, screaming at them. But it doesn't give you the own ability to make your own decisions. And in a high, well, obviously in the cage, it's high-paced decision making. You're sitting there, you got to make decisions instantly. So I don't have time for him to yell at me. So it's really that bond over the years that's now he trusts me and I trust him that we're going to go in there and all the work's been done when we're outside of the cage. So we're just going in there to do work at that point.
No, for sure. And then too, also with having obviously a coach like you mentioned, you know, left, right, left, you know, shoot for the takedown. If you have somebody like that in your ear, a lot of the game plans from this guy to this guy, if they're all in the same camp, are very similar.
Yeah, and well, a lot of times it's like we have different perspectives, you know. So my coach might be screaming something at me, but that's not the opening that I'm seeing at that moment. So then it takes even a longer period of time for me to think, no, I shouldn't do that. I should do this, instead of just letting me react and make my own decisions.
A little bit of give or take there. Obviously, you have to have a coach who trusts you enough, but then you have to have the fighter who's willing to go out there and do what she needs to do.
100%.
What's been new in your life? Obviously, shit's been kind of crazy. You got COVID for a second there. You've been going, you're still in Florida. You're at ATT Sunrise today, I believe. How's everything been?
Everything's been great. I fought, obviously, December 19th. A week after that, I competed at Submission Underground against Pearl Gonzalez. So I was able to get another ring.
Amazing.
Before the end of the year. That was awesome. And then I got the fight call, I believe, last week. So I've just been able to stay busy, and I'm thankful for that. Just my coach right now, Dean Thomas, he's in Abu Dhabi at the time. So me and my main training partner, Jose Shorty Torres, we're being nomads, kind of just traveling from different gym to different gym and getting work where we can.
How is that to have Shorty in your corner? I mean, obviously you guys are constantly with each other. He's got to be a great mind to have right there to be able to pick, you know, like, hey, what do I do in this situation? How do I handle this situation?
With him, it's more of I don't have to push Dean around now, so I got a body to push around in the back.
No, for sure.
He's definitely the best partner that I have, the easiest person to work with, the best person to work with. And it's nice to not to have to push Dean around, because the size difference it can be a lot sometimes. I'll just put it at that.
You're 100%. Dean is a big man. Now, obviously, you've been staying busy too, grappling. You talked about the Pearl Gonzalez matchup. I know you reached out to a bunch of people who were like, hey, just give me somebody to compete against. Did you find any success besides obviously the Pearl Gonzalez fight? But is there any more future matchups?
Honestly, I did have some success with that. I had 2 promotions that reached out to me, but both the dates, one was for January 22nd, the other one was January 30th. So I had matchups for those dates, and we were about to just like settle it all in, and then I got the call from the UFC. So it's like, obviously, those are just too close to risk injury with a fight coming up.
No, 100%. Obviously, always trying to, you know, just sharpen your jiu-jitsu skills. For you, did you love competing in a gi? Is it something that you dread to do? I mean, I know some people are on the fence about it. Like, hey, listen, I only roll no gi.
Honestly, I haven't been in a gi in forever, but I love it
See?
more than anything. That's like, I feel like for me, MMA is work time. Like that's the time
Yeah.
where I have to be 100% serious. Where in a gi, I can kind of fuck around a little bit, just play and have fun. And yeah, I love the gi more than anything.
No, 100%. I don't want to jump, like I said, too far into your game plan, but do you have a prediction on how you're going to finish Miranda Maverick? And I just jumped to, finish there because I'm just going to help you out a little bit.
I'm gonna throw out the rear naked choke like usual. That's my go-to, and I feel like a lot of these girls know it's coming, and it still happens. So we're gonna make that work.
100%. And when you have, they say it all the time, it's don't, fear the guy with 1,000 kicks, fear the guy who trains the one kick 1,000 times.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, the rear naked choke is my specialty, and I know that once I'm on top, that you're just gonna fall into it, and then by the time you realize you're in it, it's too late. You're tapping or you're out.
So we are starting off 2021. You obviously got a matchup already, but what are your goals for this year?
Shit, I want to get a 3-fight win streak. Ever since I've been in the UFC, I've been
2-2-2.
2 wins a loss. And that's just frustrating to me. So I'm just hoping to get a 3-fight win streak. That's the goal for the year.
Started off with Miranda Maverick. How soon would you like to get back in there after her?
As long as I have no damage, I'll be walking out the cage with the phone in my hand, waiting for Dana to call.
Always consistently stay ready. For you, obviously, being in the division that you're in, I don't think you've ever had any problem making weight or cutting weight or anything like that. Is there anything in the future maybe going up or going down?
I guess not necessarily. Honestly, Dean has thrown it out to me that we should do a title, like go for a run at 45 just for fun because there's not a competition up there. Yeah, honestly,
Listen, one solid win, you get a title shot.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think I feel like I'm ideally a 25er. I walk usually around like say 135, 140-ish, maybe a little bit bigger whenever I'm right after a fight and eating a little bit. So I might get 145 highest, which that's really small for a 35er and a little bit too big to make that 115 cut.
You're literally like, you just walk on the scale, like not have to cut nothing, but like, I'm here for 35. Let's go.
Yeah, that's where there's a lot of good competition. You got girls like Amanda Nunes. Well, obviously Amanda's in the 45 division too, but she's just holding that down.
Dude, and at this point, like when I look at women's MMA in a whole, and I look at 35ers and I look at 45ers, I just don't see anyone who's going to beat her. Not currently. I mean, there might be someone who can go on, a streak, get a lucky knockout or something, but I don't see anyone who's going to dominate this lady.
Yeah, there's just no one that level of talent at this moment.
Yeah, it's scary too. I think it's going to take one of these young ladies who have been training MMA their entire lives, and they're going to come in and, okay, Frank Mir's daughter, Bella Mir. She is like 18 years old. She just made her professional debut. She's already 2-0. She's 145 pounds. I mean, she's a solid young lady, and she could go in there maybe one day and put it on her. Kayla Harrison is another one.
Yeah, well, Kayla trains at the same gym as Amanda, so they definitely work together a lot. I'm assuming they know how that goes.
Dude, I'm 100% positive they know how that goes. I just want to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah. At ADT some days, you have all the like big name guys walk around. You walk in, you see a sparring match that you pay $60 for on pay-per-view.
100%. Like I've done like, videos and stuff for guys at gyms, and I've been in that situation where I'm like, hey, those two are sparring? Can we watch this? Like, what are we doing? Fuck this stuff.
I would say probably one of the most awesome experiences is watching Pedro Munoz and Edson Barbosa go at it. Neither one of them are taking a step back. They're just sitting there in the pocket the whole time.
Edson's a badass.
Okay, both of them. Obviously Pedro's on the same card as me. I believe for Jimmy Rivera, and that's gonna be a dope fight. I'm super hyped for that.
Pedro's so high paced too, man. He's ridiculous.
Yeah,
what
next
he was
level.
able to do against Cody. And I knew it, like, when Cody stood in the pocket, I was like, stupid idea. He's going to get knocked out. Pedro landed that left hand. It was over.
Yeah, and Pedro's just down to brawl too. He loves that shit.
Yeah, and those are the people you need to worry about. Like when Max Holloway's like, "Hey, come here, let's just stand here and trade." Like I'm like, "Listen, bro, no, I'm gonna stay back here. Maybe I might pull guard."
The end of that fight when Max just started talking straight shit to Cater. That
Yes.
was the best thing.
He's all, "Look at the freshman now." Cater
Yeah,
made the comment like, "I'm the senior in high school. He's only a freshman."
that is so funny.
But and that's the type of thing like I love that. A lot of people don't like that, but I'm all for it. Like when fighters are cocky and confident at the same time. Like you were in a 5-round war with somebody who could take your head off with one punch, and you're talking to the commentators.
Like, I can't remember if it was Nick or Nate Diaz. It was one of them. He was like, "Yeah, the ref told me to stop talking shit." He's like, "That's like me throwing a jab, though." He's like, "It's one of my techniques."
Yeah, right. Like that's part of the game plan. Damn it. It also Mighty Mouse used to do that. He would talk to the commentators as he was fighting. Just crazy. Like that's a goat right there.
You see, yeah, all the highest level, like Khabib would do it all the time too. They're just so calm and confident in their
Yeah.
abilities. Amazing to watch.
One day we might see you sitting there talking some shit to Mr. DC.
Soon enough.
For you, like I said, Miranda Maverick, exciting matchup. How did the whole thing come about, though?
I honestly don't know. Dean just talks to them. He's close with Mick and all them, so he was talking to them and just hit me up one night. Literally, just out of nowhere. I was just happy to get the news. I was just happy that it came soon and we're getting back in there.
Right, all for it. Let's do this.
Super hype.
Yeah, no, that's a great matchup. It's a very fan-friendly matchup, and it's a really great grapplers matchup.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's it. I feel like that's where a majority of the match is going to be.
No, 100%. I'm excited for that. I really feel like you're going to finish this young lady. I don't say that a lot to people, but I just feel like there's something about this matchup where you definitely hold the advantage.
Okay, I just feel like experience and all around, I'm just a better fighter. So I feel like I do hold the advantage. And obviously my goal is always to finish. So hopefully I can do that February 13th for you guys.
No, 100%. Before I let you go, though, I want to give you an opportunity to give a shout out to your sponsors, teammates, loved ones, anyone that's helped you along your MMA journey.
Just always Dean Thomas, Jose Shorty Torres, my head coach and main training partner. And then if you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at savage_UFC, and then just watch me get my hand raised on February 13th.
There you guys have it. February 13th, Miss 187, or no, the Savage. I don't know why I said 187. The Savage, Gillian Robertson. She's going to commit a 187. Now that's what's going to happen. Can't wait. Miranda Maverick, unfortunately, is going to be the one that's going to be on the other side of it. But super excited for this matchup, Gillian, and thank you for coming on. We can't wait to have you again.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Have a good one.
You too.